Hey there! Today we're going to look at the TWSBI Go Clear. Now, little known fact, it's all a conspiracy. The Go, that is the same Go you find in Goulet. Goulet. Yes. It's all connected. So TWSBI is trying to sort of make this happen, thrive off that. TWSBI Go, Goulet, it's all connected. Okay, now I had a lot of caffeine. So the TWSBI Go, here we go. See what I did there? It wasn't that funny. This is a new TWSBI Go, the TWSBI Go Clear. They were available in other colors, and now we have this clear, which I actually think is quite cool because you can see the mechanism, and the mechanism on this pen is actually quite cool. It's a pretty neat filling system. There are some outstanding features. One of them is that this is the most inexpensive TWSBI you can get at $18.99 US, less than $20, and that does actually make this a pretty affordable fountain pen. Another thing that I really like is that it comes with a big range of nib options, all the way from extra fine through broad and then 1.1mm stubs. So that is really quite cool. Filling system is cool, rather large ink capacity, cool plastic. So let's cover the parts. I'll do a writing sample. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it. But first, let me say a very kind thank you to Brian Goulet, because he sent me one when I requested one to review, and that keeps making these types of reviews possible. So let's all thank Brian Goulet, and let's get started. Okay, so here we go. TWSBI box. This can be used as an emergency ice scoop to clear your windshield. Then we have this box, a cardboard outer sleeve, and then we have this, which is a plasticky material. It's quite interesting. The TWSBI pens are made in Taiwan, right? I'm just giving you some extra information as we unwrap all of this. We have filling instructions, right? And a little blank sheet here to put your thoughts. We have this little ring which keeps the pen into place when it is boxed, so to speak. Right, suspended in time, and that's it. Usually with TWSBI there is some sort of tool to disassemble the pen, and there is none for this pen. So trust me, I'm going to give this to Hamish to reverse engineer and do a disassembly line on. Now, here we go. The pen right next to a Lamy Safari. You see that the TWSBI Go is a little shorter, but it also is a little girthier. Okay, let's cover the parts of the pen, right? It's a, as I said, affordable pen, $18.99, extra fine through broad and 1.1mm stub nibs. And yeah, that's interesting filling system that I'll come back to. So at the top of the cap, the finial here, it's a little overexposed, but that's the TWSBI logo, right? TWSBI logo, and then we have this plastic, clear plastic, which is quite nice. We have the barrel. At the end here we have the little hole, which I assume is there to make sure that if a child swallows it, it does not choke to death. And I'm assuming, given that this filling system, that this is not an air regulation thing, because there is no ink in contact with this barrel. So it's not to stop a vacuum from happening or something. Okay, the cap. A snap cap or a slip cap. So there's no threads as with the TWSBI Diamond 540 and such. Cap comes off, obviously. Then we have the section, which is a very interesting shape. Sort of conical, I suppose, but does have something a bit faceted in there. This feels flatter, so it's interesting, but it's actually quite comfortable to hold, I find. It's not a massive pen, but it's, as I said, quite girthy, so I find it quite comfortable. But if you really feel the need, you can post it, and then you definitely have a nice, nice size of pen, as you can see here, right? Okay, so filling this is quite simple, right? We have the nib, we have the feed, they get dunked into ink. Before you do that, you unscrew the barrel as such, and then you push down on this. Okay, you push down on this, clearly spring-loaded, that should be fairly obvious. So this will pop in and out, and that will create a vacuum, and it will suck up ink. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And then the ink is right there in that reservoir, and that's it. You can see the feed, you can see the part of the nib through this clear section, which is kind of nice. Very simple, steel nib, plastic feed, but very, very comfortable, and I found very, very smooth of a writing experience, which I shall now demonstrate to you. So, here we go. TWSBI Go, this is a Robert Oster ink, Lake with something. Robert Oster Ice Lake, Blue Ice Lake. That's what I'm going with. Blue Ice Lake. And this is the broad nib. It really is smooth. And another thing I like is that it is quite wet. Really quite pleasant to use. I also find the section to be quite comfortable. It has these odd facets, but it works. It works. Peculiar shape, but I like it. Okay, wetness. Well, as I said, it's pretty wet. Line variation, as always, very careful. Yeah, not really. This is a pretty stiff nib. Reverse writing is possible, and that is quite nice, because as broads go, this is a true broad. This is a nice, juicy, broad nib, but sometimes you need to write a little smaller, and then I think that this is very nice, because if you turn it upside down, you can see it is quite nice and wet, so it keeps going. It's also quite smooth still. There's more feedback, but it's still quite smooth. It's not terribly scratchy, and you definitely go from a broad to a fine. So that is a pretty sweet deal on this particular pen. Okay, let's see what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Okay, so what do I like, what do I not like about the TWSBI Go? I have to be honest, I kind of like it. $18.99. You get a clear plastic pen. Clear is always cool because you can see the parts, and especially with an interesting filling system, I think that's quite nice. You can see the ink level even with the pen capped, which I think is cool. And most importantly, the pen writes beautifully. It's a smooth, wet, well-tuned nib for under $20. I've used $1,000 pens that barely wrote. Out of the box, beautiful. What can I say, right? Nice range of nibs, extra fine, fine, medium, broad, 1.1mm italic. It even has a little lanyard loop, which might be cool. You can put around your neck or whatever. This is something that may appeal to, to kids or some of us who are young at heart, right? Because this fun can be practical as well. It feels like this would be pretty robust and would not accidentally uncap, because it does take a bit of strength to uncap. I don't know if it stays that way, but that is something that, time will tell. I like all that. It's affordable. It looks cool. Is it the most refined looking pen? No, if you want something really refined, then buy a refined pen, but it won't be $20. That's the I think the take-home message here. Anything I don't like about it, the plastic, especially of the barrel, I find a little flimsy feeling. Now, sometimes when it comes to plastics, looks deceive, but this feels like if I really push down on this, I can crack this between my fingers. Kind of same thing for the cap, right? It's also quite thin, right? The section, that sort of slightly milky white material, feels a lot more robust, but it's less clear. The clarity of the barrel is superb because it is crystal clear, and that is really nice. It does, and I don't know if you can really see that, I don't know if the camera, if I can make it focused on that, but it does attract fingerprints. So you do get the slightly dullish look from the fingerprints, but of course you can quickly wipe that down. That's it. Beyond that, if they're all right like this, I think this is a superb deal, because that is affordable for a beautiful writer. At least one person online has already told me that hers writes very smoothly too, so I'm thinking that's a trend, and that's also what I remember from other TWSBIs. The nibs typically are smooth. It's a good writer. I like it. It's a cute nib design as well, with the TWSBI logo actually engraved on it. Good pen. Nothing else I can say about it. So, hope this was useful, and we're glad to see you later. Bye bye.